tradition. So grounding us in our culture, grounding us in community. We want to thank and give a shout out to Steady, Eddie Gana, Stephanie Sajor, who has always been coming out and supporting the community in many ways. And you should check out Sunday Jump as well, right? Every first Sunday at Filipino Workers Center, come out and share your own creativity. You may not know it, but we actually did workshops around the community, learning about Larry Itliong, Philip Veracruz, the Manongs, the Delano Manongs, who 53 years ago put their family and their livelihoods on the line to walk off and stand up for their rights. And today we are bringing that legacy back to life.
There are many young children working in the fields, but that was a good point for me because that's how I became involved in civil disobedience. That was my first experience. And the Manongs came out and they were saying, "Welga," and join us, brothers and sisters. And our crew at Jabaro Farms went out on strike. And thanks to Philip Veracruz, Larry Itliong, Pete Velasco, and Andy Imutan. People don't know that often there were the four of them who took the Filipino farm workers out on strike. And we want to remember them all. And in addition, we need to remember Caesar and the farm workers, because it was only because of those two groups coming together. The Filipinos knew they weren't going to win that strike. Larry knew that. That's why he came to Caesar and said, "Caesar, join us." And even at that point, Caesar said, "I don't know." You know, Caesar wanted to organize door to door, but the Filipinos were already on strike. But he also knew that if he didn't join the Filipinos there, then there would never be a movement. So the Mexicans joined the Filipino workers, and that's which led to the United Farm Workers Association.
Look at this. We have a timeline made on bilao. Look at that. Here is Larry Itliong, and it's about him traveling to U.S. at the age of 15, and as a result of the Great Depression, was forced to work in the railroads, Alaskan cannery, and as a migrant farm worker. If you go here, it mentions how he learned 9 major Philippine languages, including Cantonese, Japanese, and Spanish. Here we have the grape fields, and it mentions how he launched the first parts of the farm workers movement from May 3rd to the 11th in 1965 in Coachella Valley. Next, we have another image of Larry Itliong, and you can see here he is smoking his cigar and wearing his famous glasses. And this one talks about the 1965 Delano Grape Strike. Here we have the Agbayani Retirement Village. So, Itliong quit UFW and spearheaded the Filipino-American movement with the establishment of the Agbayani Village Retirement Home. Second to last, we have here the UFW, the AFL, we have here a Carabao, and this here mentions how, mostly forgotten and eclipsed by Cesar Chavez after his death in 1977, Larry Itliong's story now emerges as a Filipino-American who ignited the turning point of California's labor and civil rights history. The very last one here, it says Larry Itliong Day in 2015. That was the first LA celebration. It was also the year when Larry Itliong Day was officially recognized as a celebratory holiday for the state of California. And so that happened on October 25th, 2015. And it is about how his legacy now lives through modern day workers such as domestic workers and farm workers. Because the labor movement is not of the past. It is now the fight for minimum wage against wage theft. It's about the importance of equality and equity for all workers. I love the bilao. And look, there are bubbles, bubbles. And we have toys. It is a festival. Look at that festival. I like how they have the parole. We have the community coming out. We have PWC right here, and the check-in right here. Oh look, it's the jeepney. Jeepney right there. We go around. We have vendors. Many vendors. Here we have Bayong, Chiaga. Look at all of the bags. All different colors and sizes and shapes. Here is the Philippine Expressions Bookshop. You can find them in the South Bay. Here we have the area by Eliseo Art Silva, who designed the largest Philippine-American mural in the nation. There's the mural I was talking about.
When you learned about it, or when you...
You see, the folks are out, the community. Ooh, shirts. Panay. Hi, hello. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. The 405.
Thank you so much. I'm so deeply touched and honored to receive this award in the name of Don Mabalon and my family. I want to extend my deepest regards and my gratitude. This is such an honor, but I want to tell you, Don was very passionate about her Filipino history and heritage, and she wanted the whole world to know. She was an activist. In fact, the week after she passed away, she was scheduled to speak in Washington, D.C. to advocate for Filipino civil rights, and that's what I heard a while ago. We joined together, Southern California, Northern California, and organized a group to go to Washington, D.C. and continue her fight, her advocacy for Filipinos. So I'm so honored. I brought a copy, or I have a copy of the book she wrote. It's received honorable mention, national recognition. She devoted her life to help Filipinos gain recognition for their history and all the contributions that Filipinos made. I was the child of Filipino workers, and I knew how hard it was. We had to struggle to survive. I helped my dad pick tomatoes, grapes, just name it, and we did everything in the fields. And my parents, they had college degrees, like many Filipinos who came in the 30s, 40s, 50s. Some of them had college degrees, highly educated, but they could not find jobs. There was so much discrimination against Filipinos. So my mom and dad thought that they had to work in the fields to survive. Finally, one of my teachers told my mom, just apply. You don't know, you might get hired. So she did on a dare. She applied and she got hired right away. So she was a school teacher, and we were able to climb out of poverty and become middle class. And if you Google Dawn Bohulano Mabalon, and you'll see some videos and history about her background, how hard she fought for Filipinos.
So Eddie and I wanted to preface this poem today by talking a little bit more about our connection to the Manongs and the workers' movement. So as for myself, I carry the legacy, all of us carry the legacy of our families, but for me personally, I carry the legacy of my own grandfather, who was also a farm worker in the sugarcane fields in Hawaii. So knowing that someone like Larry Itliong was organizing in order to gain the rights of workers like my grandfather is incredibly inspiring to me.
And this past summer, we were fortunate enough to organize this cultural pilgrimage where we visited Delano and we visited Larry Itliong's grave. And so that was a transformative experience, because when we were there at the cemetery, we felt this force that was pulling us towards this tree. And then in that moment, we were there and paying our respects to Larry Itliong and all the work that he has done for our people, for workers and everyone alike. And so today we would like to share this letter that is dedicated to him. Dear Manong Larry Itliong, thank you. We thought we should begin this letter by simply expressing our gratitude for everything you have done. I've heard a lot about you. I know your nickname is Seven Fingers, but how exactly did you lose the other three? There are way too many origin stories. You, a superhuman.
You led AWOC and became vice president of the United Farm Workers.
From Delano
to Orosi
to Stockton
to Sacramento.
It's like you were at 4 places at once.
Common Core omitted to teach me of your existence, but that's another issue.
We have never met, We were born 11 years after you passed away. We are not related by blood, but I can't help but feel a sense of connection, like a timeline stretched between Filipino and American. We write,
wishing we were born a couple years before 1965.
just so I can be old enough to remember your face, not just your photograph.
Cool and commanding as you were, toting a cigar in your car, a dream realized in real life to rally with the man before the legend.
As a young, impressionable boy, I would learn from the Manongs working in the fields, providing for their families, not because anyone told them to, but because that's the right way to live.
Without family, there is emptiness, like the bottom of a bowl. Eat na, like Lolas always say.
Give thanks.
You, a farm worker,
An agricultural worker.
If you were born in 1988, many people today would criticize your choice of living.
But choice is living.
The only reason why we are treated as human beings.
Your employer said, stay down, keep going, don't rest.
They said,
Funny looking island people, monkeys keep going. They said, no equal pay for dog eaters, keep going.
You said
no, you said no.
We said
no, we said no. Apo, you worked in the field that wasn't medical, but still managed to save lives. You didn't just pick grapes, you picked fights with an agricultural industry that failed to remember why Colt 45s were holstered in the first place.
Hollywood screenplays are based on false history. You are more than a supporting actor. You supported the actions of the people.
Analyze, organize, mobilize, and decolonize. Thanks to you, we have these rights. An 8-hour day and a 40-hour work week.
Thank you.
Job protection and representation.
Thank you.
Join a trade union.
Thank you.
Join a collective bargaining unit.
Thank you.
Sick leave, overtime, and holiday pay.
Thank you.
Lunch and rest breaks.
Thank you.
Access to restroom and water.
Thank you.
First aid and medical attention.
Thank you.
Equal pay to federal minimum wage.
Thank you.
When I visited your grave in Delano, I bowed my head, recited a prayer, butterflies fluttering. Thank you. We thought we should end this letter by simply expressing our gratitude for everything you have done.
Everything that has come is because you believed in the power of the people.
Manong Larry Itliong. Your resistance carries on like chants and picket lines for the day. Today, we finally get to commemorate your birthday too. Signed in solidarity, another worker re-inspired.
They come in the street you Which one a time sa mana Kisa naman sa nagsige Igara diha Kisa mana Muna ba na ang kahayag Ang ditong ita Kung diya Mga siog Ang agawang mga siog na Ayaw na lang nagsagda Kaya itong higayon di abot na I hear them calling Hear my ancestors calling Hear them calling Hear our ancestors calling
Write a new chapter using ancient script. Pre-colonial, created what you flip. Coming from both worlds, east to the west. It's time to do this, co-create what's next. We got the power to unite. Against oppression, you know we gotta fight. It's time to rise up, unite up. Time to step up while we shine with our heads up. This love has always been here, and it's here to stay.
And Pleo Pinoy, we are celebrating our 3rd anniversary, and from when we launched back in September of 2015. And we are celebrating and signing on to this agreement here, bringing on different community members and different governmental organizations to collaborate together for worker rights.
Hi everyone! My name is Stephanie. I'm the chairperson of KMB Pro People Youth. We're a progressive youth organization based right here in historic Filipinotown. We do a lot of work organizing and educating youth organizations, specifically college organizations and high school students on progressive issues affecting their local communities, issues in the Philippines and around the world. As KMB, we're proud to support Empleo Pinoy in empowering the community against the exploitation of their labor. Thanks.
Yeah!
now we in the jeepney, the one and only jeepney provided by Filipino Workers Center. Check out all this space. We've done tours here in collaboration with PwC.
You're dark as hell. It's so dark in there.
Thank you. You know, I love my brown skin.
I mean, like, you're a silhouette.
Okay, that's a different story, but you know, I love it. You can even look around and how they renovated this. It's been used for weddings in the past, some community folks that we know. And it is stick shift, so if you can drive stick shift, you can drive this. I love being inside here. It's one of the smaller jeepneys, so it's not like the longer version ones that they have, but it still gets the job done. I love it. Jeepney, Filipinotown, Historic Filipinotown, represent, yes. Larry Itliong, Siklab, which means to spark, as in sparking the labor movement, and as the passion burns, even today. Look, we have more bilao. Ooh, this is the Filipino Community Center in Delano. Oh, you're recording. Hey, hi. What's up?
So it's gonna be Isang, bagsak, and then everyone claps at the same time. So it'll go Isang, bagsak. That's right, because then we end all on the same page, all in unity, right? And this also comes from the farm worker movement, from the Filipinos. So let's try it again.
With that concludes Larry Itliong Day 2018.
Yay! Wow. We had a full day of food, drinks, music, dancing, poetry.
It was everything that defines community. And so we'll see y'all next year, next time, hopefully sooner than that. One down, on to the next. Larry Itliong, Philip Cruz, Annie Mutan, Pete Velasco.
Yes.
The list goes on.
All right.
Okay. Isang, bagsak.